Hi there. Welcome to a new series reviewing comic books. So, if you're aware of my channel and you've watched some of my other content, you know I was doing my Star Wars comic reviews, thoughts on Star Wars and comics. And I'm going to put that series on hold. I've read a lot of the new books, and I'm not super excited about what's going on in them. So I just don't really feel like there's any thoughts or impact I can give other than negative ones at this time. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. This new series is going to focus on independent titles. From independent studios, independent publishers, whatever you want to call them. People that are just, making Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns, books that I've purchased through those. And I think the time is right for this, because as we know, there is a revolution going on with these sort of independent books because of the Comicsgate thing and stuff like that. Now, the one I've picked here, Realmz, I wouldn't consider a Comicsgate book, because these guys have been around, according to their forward in these two back here, for about 20 years, since the 90s, which is really cool because I'd never heard of Limitless Comics before. They're operating out of Massachusetts, down in the States. It was really cool. They seem to have a focus towards bringing up black creators in the area, which is also a really cool thing to do. What I have noticed is, though, although their mission statement is helping out, black teenagers and stuff like that, these books aren't what you would expect from something like that. And what I mean is, these are like actual comic books. Comic books, how I would describe comic books. They're stories about heroes and villains and things like that, instead of, social issues. And there's nothing wrong with comics about social issues, but it's really cool to see a program like this bringing up people in the realms of action and fantasy and stuff like that. So, first of all, I want to say I found these guys on Facebook through a man named Anthony Moore. Now, Anthony Moore is the one who did this book right here on the front, Realmz. Now, I think from what I'm reading in these other two, these are reprints of older issues, because and these covers are really cool. They seem to have artwork from different artists throughout, and different stories and things like that. It's all connected, but the artwork changes periodically through the story, and they seem to be like a reprint quality, because there's a little bit of fuzziness around this one. The other one's fine, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm really happy he sent me these to see where they came from. Now, different artists and stuff like that, like I said, but this book here is the one I want to focus in. This is the one that Anthony Moore is putting out now. And before I start, I want to just read this really cool little letter, and I'll just put it right here, that he sent me with the package from Limitless Comics on September 21st, 2018. From our family to you, Larry. He signed my name, which is really cool. We would like to extend a heartfelt thank you for your generous and meaningful support for Limitless Comics. We pride ourselves on creating independent comics to meet the level of standards that you, the purchaser, deserves. From action to fantasy and all in between, Limitless Comics hopes to be your independent company for some of the best reading and collecting that money can buy. On behalf of me and everyone at Limitless Comics, we thank you and hope you will enjoy our books as much as we enjoyed making them. Anthony Moore, CEO, COO of Limitless Comics. That's really cool. I know, it's a typed letter, but it's hand-signed, and he puts your name on it. He doesn't have to do that, but he did. And that's a really cool way to personalize your relationship with your customers. And that's what's severely lacking from the big companies right now. Now, let's get to the book really quick here. So, Anthony, I'm not going to read all this. I'm not going to read anything either, actually, because I don't want to actually spoil this. I just want to show you a couple pages and stuff like that. Anthony's doing the work on these, and I've been watching him sketch on some of the Facebook groups I follow him on, and now that I'm friends with him on Facebook, I've been watching him post his sketch work, and he continuously gets better. And this is just amazing that he's writing, coloring, and drawing all of this, I find. Now, some people might criticize his artwork. I think it's really cool and stylized, and deserves to be looked at seriously. And I love his colorizations and stuff like that. He's doing a really good job there. I know he's had a little bit of trouble. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all this and because I don't want to spoil it, but I wanted to show you a couple pages here and show you what kind of thing this is. And it's all like gods fighting gods and stuff like this. Ah, yeah, here. This is a cool page to rest on here with this big guy. And it seems like a really neat story. This character here, this godchild, she's like a thunder god, and she's trying to get revenge from what I've gathered so far in the story so far for the death of her father. But from the sounds of it, her father might not actually be dead. But anyway, I don't want to ruin that. So there's lots of really cool action scenes. I'm not really going to show them off because I don't want to ruin this comic for anyone interested in it. All I want to say is, as far as independent creators go, Anthony is doing a freaking phenomenal job at keeping his fans and making fans. He's made me a fan. And you can say whatever you want about the quality of this book. I think this is great. This is a full color comic. And it's like a full-size comic. I think it's 24 pages. And you know how much I paid for this? It was like $10. And that was... He wanted to charge me $15 with shipping for all 3 books. I gave him $20 because I didn't want him to get undercharged sending it to me up here in Canada. And I am completely happy with that. And another really cool thing is that all these copies are signed by Anthony. I mean, that's incredible. I would definitely check these guys out. Limitless Comics. Like, I'm gonna flip one more page, one more page, because there are really cool there's really cool panel work and really cool action scenes here, and I think he's doing a banging job on this stuff. And I really can't wait to get more of these. I really can't. I'm definitely going to follow him, and when his next Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever he goes with comes up, I'm supporting it. And that's what this series is all about. We're just going to call it, let's see, what should we call this, eh? Well, I'll come up with a title afterwards. This is the first episode. I don't need to have the title right now. I can do that in post. Heck, let's come up with a title. We'll call it Independent Creator Review. There we go. Or Independent Comic Review. Something like that. But hey, this is what is important. The comics. Limitless Comics. This is Realmz by Anthony Moore. Check it out. Contact Anthony on Facebook. Do a Google search. Find Limitless Comics. Do whatever you have to do. Buy this book. It is totally worth it. It's a good story. It's captivating. It's got me going. I want to see more from this. Definitely. Look at this. Look at the cover for the next issue. Isn't that cool? Like, oh, the creativity in the designs in this is amazing. I didn't show you very much because I don't want to ruin it. And I'm not going to show you these two because these are really cool, but I don't want to ruin these either. I think you should definitely purchase it. Just contact Anthony. He'll get you the book. It's definitely worth it. Realmz, Limitless Comics, Anthony Moore. Search any of those. Go on Facebook. He's on Facebook. He responds quickly. Purchase this book. I can't say more. Just purchase it. I guess that's going to wrap up my first episode. Thanks, Anthony, for sending me these books. They're amazing. And I will see you in the next episode, where we're going to talk about another one of my good friend's books. Till then.